Here's what's gonna happen if you combine a 2D game and TikTok as a 15 or 16-year-old kid posting things like the game he is building on TikTok, 700 likes. This led me to my first game dev client. The project that transformed my perspective on how things work and how I had to structure my way in game dev. And this is what we have built. Yes, because we were two. Me, one scared kid at 16, and another friend, scared kid at 14. So we were 16 and 14, or maybe I was 15. And in this video, we're gonna dissect together what made me get my first client in such an intricate experience when just beginning my journey in game dev. Here, as you can see, we had a lot of different monkeys, a lot of different characters with 900 likes on this video specifically. So what was the setup? I was 15 or 16, I don't really remember. I was just a kid making a 2D game, no audience, no strategy, no plan, nothing, just posting. I like to build things and I love to share about that, so I started posting. So this led me to my first TikTok videos, posting my game dev progress. It was so bad, man. No editing, no scripting, just hey, look what I'm building. And here is one of those games. You could pick that key up and it would follow you. That was the mechanic. 40 likes, nothing much. Some videos had 100 likes, some videos had 700. Views and likes, they were inconsistent, small. I did not think anyone important was watching. I was just having fun regardless. Here is one of those videos where I'm sharing my jump animation and some other animations with 500 likes, and yes, it was for my local audience. Then after this, we go to something specific, which is someone DM'd me. This led to the Discord conversation and a call. And the DM was on TikTok, obviously. So what is the occasion? They were two guys, about 20-year-olds that time, when I was 15, 16. They were building a large NFT project, even with Minecraft server on it, and they needed a game. They were having a lot of different directions at the same time for NFT project. Minecraft game, our 3D game about monkeys, and some other things as well. Now the project, what it was about, it was a 3D platformer about monkeys, monkey characters from their NFT collection, that's correct, jumping through obstacles through stylized cozy graphics. We have bananas, coins, health, some things that are falling from above, also our monkey and a Unity error. Here it is with Unity scripts. You see how bad the organization was. And this is the environment. We would start over here on this branch. Then it comes down. You slide. So the problem, what was the problem, man? The problem was that I've never built 3D game. I'm not saying I was just working on some random 2D platformer, which was not even impressive. Never worked with a client. I was 15, just sitting in my computer. And I was never paid for game dev. I thought that was maybe impossible even at that time. I was 16, maybe 15. They were older than me. That was a bit of pressure there, and I was terrified. And thanks to my young self, I did not say no. And this project, maybe not in direct way, but in specific way, it influenced how I progressed in game dev, and it shaped my mindset, if we say so. Instead of saying no, I called my friend, yes, that friend whom with I build this whole project. We started learning game dev at the same time. He was 14, I was 16 or 15, and we knew each other's coding style because we even watched exactly the same courses. Same style, same language, same everything. And I told him, I'm scared, dude, let's do it together. And we both took the role of programmer. One day I would work on walking system, then another day he would work on jumping system, say, and then obstacles, this and that. So we splitted the work. Two teenagers building a 3D game for a client older than them, and us never having anything 3D. The lesson that I got from here is that you don't need to be ready to build something. You can figure things out, but if you're scared and if you have somebody, get that buddy and say yes together. But if you're scared and you can't trust anyone and you don't have anybody, then I'm going to talk about that a bit later. So with even zero experience, I still negotiated price. Man, I remember this. I was defending the price like I had Empire behind me. I didn't have anything, yet I still said, oh, this is too cheap. That would be a better price. So if that project landed on my desk today, it would be around 5K for sure. But back then, we just agreed on 500. That's a funny number. And I recorded every single call because I was not professional. I just was terrified of maybe getting scammed. Maybe they would say something. So I was just recording to make sure. We even had Miro board where we had to do, doing, done. Man, look at this organization. So this is like later on where we have graphics, we have this monkey standing, we have the swinging system with this where it goes from here to there and swings around. We have this beautiful environment with terrible asset organization. This is important, the structure, and some bugs. But still, game looked pretty cool for us, to be honest. And we built this game for 2 months, no tutorials, for half of the problem we had. There will be things that you have to invent. There is no tutorial for everything. You just get crash courses I explained in a few previous videos, and then you just iterate on your own. That was a bad code and bad optimization, but that's completely alright. I'm gonna mark this as red. But the game actually looked good. It's cozy, it's stylized, monkey characters, platforming with some bugs, but we fixed those bugs. Then money ran out on those guys, so project stopped. We split 500 to 50 for each. That was a gold moment, and that game never got shipped. The code was messy, but not because of that, but they just could not continue. And it was one of the most important projects to kickstart my career here, and here is why. Let's go down. Even the code snippet, here it is. No comments, nothing, just random find game object with tag, list of params, setting false or true. This is terrible. Project didn't make me reach. 250 at 16 could be nothing, depends on where you live, but it made me reach with experiences and knowledge and what I've learned from there. Simply because it has influenced how I think now, or how I thought then. It separated me from those who kept watching tutorials at that time and learning game dev, because I see a lot of people who say there is no tutorial for that and I cannot make that. Come on, man, you can figure things out. Because there is a difference between learning and doing. There is big difference between wanting something and actually understanding and doing what it takes to achieve that something. I wanted to become a great game dev, right? Like everybody else. But everybody else at that time would say there is no tutorial, I have no experience, I cannot. I said yes, and I figured things out under pressure, and this pressure and this experience granted me all this knowledge and insights to then influence my path. Most of you watching tutorials are stuck in learning loop. One more tutorial, one more course, and one more video, you say, and this is completely wrong. You feel productive, but nothing is changing because these courses and tutorials are designed, and their main primary intent behind the scenes is to simply stop you from thinking. They show you the way, but they don't explain the way, and you end up simply copy-pasting the code into your own project without understanding why behind the subject. That kills your brainstorming ability and how to problem solve. No one is paying you, no one knows you exist with those tutorials, and your portfolio is full of those tutorials, exactly projects. All look the same. Why they look the same? Because everybody copies them, and tutorials are mostly generic. How to make inventory system, how to make combat system, how to make running system, whatever. They are all the same. That's not a skill problem, that's a visibility problem. And here are 4 things that I've actually learned from my first commercial project. Here you can see, oh, that was crazy. I made Assassin's Creed-ish thing in 2022, as it seems, and it got 10,000 likes. That was crazy. 10,000 likes. I was elated. Like 150,000 views. I was so happy, and it was just jumping the character. The hook was coolish, but still it worked because I just posted and people liked that. So let's go down. Build something, anything that is yours. This is the first one. Not a tutorial follow along, not someone else's project recreated, but something you decided to make. It can be ugly, and it will be ugly. It should be small, but it has to be a decision you made, a problem you solved, or something you can show that no one else has seen. Of course, you cannot show something that no one has seen if you're just starting. But after the time, as you get skills, you need to improvise on something, even a small, simple system, but it should look visually flashy, and that will captivate the viewer. Clients don't hire skills, they hire proof that you can figure things out. Only reason clients work with someone, especially at that time with us, client feels someone trustworthy to handle the project. I had likes, I had views, people liked what I did, so they came to me. My TikTok was not impressive. A kid posting a 2D game, but it showed that I was building, actually building, instead of just sitting there and hiding behind the screen of tutorials and courses and saying that I cannot do this because there's no tutorial. So I got the DM from them, posted publicly, everywhere. Not when it's done, not when it's polished, now, while it's messy, while it's in progress, and ask for feedback from the guys, because people love giving feedback, and when they see that feedback is received and taken in action, they love that, and they follow along. They become your loyal viewers, they become your audience and community. Ask them for feedback, iterate on this feedback, and deliver that to them. You're gonna build audience like that. If you're afraid of judgment, or like, I don't have anything to post, what they gonna think about, here's the truth. No one at all cares about what you do. No one cares as much as you think. Simply no one cares as much as you do. No one. People just scroll past. But one person who gonna relate to you like they did to me, they will stop and they will DM because they saw value in you. They resonated with you. Oh, that's all it takes. One person who cares about your work outweighs thousands who ignore. Same way, 10 views of interested matter more than 1,000 of random viewers. I had 700 likes on TikTok, not 700k, just 700. Some videos had 500, some 100, some 40. And from those 700, one DM changed everything. You don't know who's watching you. Stop waiting for big audience. What you need is one client, not 1 million followers. Okay. Say yes to things that scare you. Take risks. When that DM came, I had every reason to say no. No 3D experience, no client experience, no idea what I was doing. I could be scared, and I was scared. Some people say, I'm not ready yet because they're afraid of failing in front of someone who's paying them, or they are afraid of failing themselves as well. There might not be tutorial. And that's their discomfort. But that fear is exactly where the growth is. You grow, and you significantly grow, only when you're pressured and you are uncertain and you try to do as much as possible because there is no other way. So you will never feel ready for your first client because that moment will never come, the readiness. You will never feel qualified for your first paid project. That feeling doesn't go away. You just learn to move on anyway. You just embrace this discomfort of maybe not, but maybe yes, dude. Maybe it can work. Maybe this tutorial doesn't exist, but you will figure things out because there's no other way. You have to figure things out. What happened is that I called my friend. I said, I'm scared. We backed each other. If he would fail, I would do it. If I would fail, he would do it, and it would interchange with one another. But if you don't have anybody, that doesn't matter anyways. Say yes to the project. Say yes to the opportunity. You need to view this as opportunity to become better, to learn more, to make something. Figure things out under pressure, because under pressure you will find a way. You do not want to fail. You will find a way to deliver the results you promised, because that's your promise. That's how every career starts. Not with a certificate, not with a course completion, with a terrifying yes. Yes, because I'm scared, but I'm gonna make it. That's the mindset. If you're gonna tell yourself that you're gonna make it, you're really gonna make it. Game dev is easy. Your first project will be bad, and that's for sure. That's guaranteed. But that is the education. This is the fourth lesson. My code from that project was embracing. If I opened it today, I'd delete half of it, maybe even all project. You can see a lot of errors, terrible, ugly code. Look at this damaged player code. But here's what no tutorial taught me. How to talk to a client on a call. How to defend my price even when I had zero leverage. How to split work with my partner and how to partner up or how to work in group. How to keep going when there is no tutorial for your problem. At that time, we did not even have ChatGPT or AI. We had to figure things out. Now you have ChatGPT. Now you have Claude to make a code for you. How to deliver something when someone is paying you real money. This is all things we learn. Not just me, but him as well. That $500 project taught me more than every course I ever took. Combined, that's merely a fact. Real stakes is equal to real learning. Tutorial project with no deadline and no client, there is no pressure, there is no responsibility. You'll abandon it within 2 weeks simply because you face a difficulty or you say, that's too difficult, okay, whatever, I'm gonna give up. No, when you have responsibility and you have no other way, you will figure things out, and that's when you really grow. That's real learning. Paid project with someone waiting on delivery, you'll find a way, you'll figure it out because you're obligated to do so. You have to. And fifth, nobody cares about your age and your degree. I have no degree now. I have no portfolio. I have no CVs. I've never sent them. I never even created them. I don't have any of them. CV, portfolio, no, none of them. What I have is my work, which is testament of what I can really achieve. They want proof. They want to see trustworthiness in yours. No degree or no diploma, no certificate can do that. Nothing except yourself.